Hello everyone. Thought I would take you for a little update tour of where I've been hiding the last few days. And this is it. And some of you are going to recognize this, a lot of you won't. So let me give you an introduction. This is my buddy's tiny house. And I've been quite busy over here at his place over the last year and a half or so. I haven't been out here to work since last fall, last winter, and we're back out here to finish it up. There's a reason there's been a delay, but I'll show you some of the things that we've got going on here. So the porch sunroom wasn't here. That's all my construction. The greenhouse wasn't here. That's all my construction. You see he's got one of these IBC totes here, and he's working on them down here. He's going to make a aquaponics, hydroponics kind of system with some fish and a growing system. But let's see, this area up here that has been cleared out, we've taken some of the trees, kind of like that one right there. That's really big fat tree, and we took it up to the mill. And we've been kind of waiting for these boards to dry out, but we had them rough sawn down into some 3/4 inch boards, which is kind of pushing it because they tend to want to warp and move real quick. But these have done okay. So Monday I was up here to finally finish off the greenhouse, the inside of the greenhouse and chicken coop. So I finished this up Monday, getting the walls covered. We've been like I said, been waiting for this stuff to dry out so that it'll shrink up, because if you see, those boards were from almost a year and a half ago, and they had set up in that shed for almost a year, and they still did some shrinking. Once they were put up, you can see the gaps between some of these boards here. And yes, those 3 girls are from my flock. Now that he's got a chicken coop. Y'all seen this. Some of you have, some of you haven't. What you doing? And their little coop is back there. We've got a hen that's gone broody, and she has some of our turkey eggs under her. See if that will work. Anyway, let's see. Today I'm going to work on insulating. I'll show you that up here in a minute. Insulating the inside there. And this is actually the first project I did, was build him a shed, give him some room for storage. And then as you can see, we've got rainwater collection that has been put in. A big tank's going to go right here. I can get some more insulation here. Oh, it's kind of tight back here. Let's see. I'll grab one of these and we'll go up and take a look on the inside. But that's some pretty stuff, folks. And it looks really good when you get it up on the walls. You can tell there's a lot that's been done. All the chicken wire I put in. And like I said, that will be a aquaponics, hydroponics kind of system. Kind of neat what he's got going on. Alright, so my task over the next couple of days is to take and put the insulation in the wall bays, and then we're going to cover these walls. You can't see those boards down there, and that should look good when we're done. Should look good. And there's Scotty. For all of those who've missed him, here he is. There's Scotty. He says, I want to come out and play. So gotta trim it out, frame it in, cover up the walls. I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. Alright, so I thought I'd show you how I'm prepping these boards. When you get them from the sawmill and they start to dry, some of these, this one's not too bad, but some of these will bow and you got to get this edge straight. So that's what I'm doing, is getting the first edge straight before I can run it through the table saw. And what I've done is I got one board that I've made straight by getting a straight edge, something that's really straight, and then cutting it. And that gives me something to clamp onto. So I make a offset here, the distance between my blade and here, so that I know I got at least a little bit of a trim. And you can see I got just little slivers coming off of the end here as I trim the end of it. And that's how I'm trimming up. And then I've got all of these edged up so that as soon as I'm ready, once I get these done, then I can set the fence on the table saw and take the rest off. This is where I'm getting my extra tomato stakes and my kindling. So the bark edge I just cut up into little pieces for my kindling for my wood stove. And if I got at least 3/4 of an inch here, I'll get some tomato stakes out of it, because we got a lot of tomatoes. And he's going to need some too for his growing. He's got that kind of neat aquaponics kind of pump system right there. Gonna be neat to see that thing working. Anyway, so there's getting the boards just prepped. You know, I've got to get all the edged up, all of them edged up, and then I'll get them all ripped to width before I can even cut the length and install it. So we've had to wait a long time to let these dry out as much as possible. Otherwise they'd be cupping and curling and bowing all over the place. Some of them would split on the ends, or trying to get that off of there, and then some of them, yeah, you can see a little bit. Some of them, like that one a little bit, that one kind of cupped up a little bit, but that's more so because that's a lot of sapwood on the edge of that one. But so we're just cleaning up, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we get to installing. And by the magic of photo editing or film editing or whatever, just like that, all those boards are turned into some nice 8-inch wide boards. And got a bunch of them, but I'm going to need a bunch. And the remainder, kindling and tomato stakes. Nothing goes to waste here, ever. Alright, so it's the next day, and you can see I've been busy doing a lot more board cutting. I got some more tomato stakes to make. I love making tomato stakes. It means my tomatoes are going to be happy. But I thought I'd show you the completion of the walls. Say hello, Scotty. Alright. There is one side. And voila! There is the other side. It's hard to see with the light. The way it is. Does that help? No, that makes it a whole lot worse. Okay. There we go, yeah. He got this molding. I don't know. He says he wants to use high fashion with... I don't know. Well, it's his place. He can do what he wants to with it. But I like it. It's a kind of an old Western look, sort of, you know, and it's a lot of work. That's solid wood. I mean, it's serious wood. You got to pre-drill every one of these holes. Oops, here's one I missed. You got to pre-drill every one of them, otherwise you're going to split this wood out. Alright. already. Anyway, this is what I've been up to, and that's why you ain't seen me on the computer on your feed, because I'm actually doing a little project. And I do mean little. There ain't a whole lot here left for me to do. I'm about done. Let's step out here. I'm about done with the projects for him, because his main projects was finishing off that sunroom and finishing off the greenhouse, and of course I got the shed done 2 years ago. 2 years ago I think it was. Jeez, time's passed. The girls are down there eating. So I got a lot of cleanup to do, a few things done, and I'm done for the day. But that is preparing for being self-sustainability and a little bit of luxury in the sunroom and whatnot. Alright, that's all I've got. I'll wrap this up. I had to wait a whole nother day to finish the last couple minutes there, but I'd like to see that tank there, and I want to see him growing some food. I want to see him get that food growing. He's got that cool little aquaponics thing going on. Aquaponics, that IBC tote setup he found. Cut the top half, put plants in the top half, put fish in the bottom half, and circulate the water, and something to that effect. About producing food. Alright, that's it. I'm out of here. Take care.